Onibaba is an old Japanese horror film I just watched. Intense, crazy. I thought it'd be fun to do some reviews of some foreign films, some old films. You know, we all gotta expand our taste, right? We can't just eat French fries. We can't be chicken nugget film kids for our whole lives. We gotta expand. So I'll watch them. I'll let you know if they're worth your time. Onibaba, if you like horror, definitely worth your time. It's a film that a lot of people say is a classic, right? One of the films you have to watch before you die. Me personally, it came onto my radar because Willem Dafoe said it was one of his top 4 favorite films with like Letterboxd, you know how they do that? And I was like, wow, Willem Dafoe's, he's a weird guy. You know, he makes some weird films, but I love him. And I'm gonna check this one out. Crazy. So the plot of the film is pretty standard. I don't want to say standard, that's a little disrespectful. It's gonna sound a lot less crazy than it is, so just stick with me. Pretty much it takes place in Japan. There is war going on. There's war afoot. And these two women, you got a mom, you got a daughter-in-law. They both pretty much kill samurai and rob them, take all their gear, sell that. That's how they make their living. But then, drama. A guy shows up and he's like, yeah, what's up, ladies? I'm trying to... You know, he likes the daughter-in-law, but the mom says, hey, I'm pretty fly too. Why don't you give an old lady a chance? Drama ensues, and you're thinking, how's this a horror movie? Trust me, it is. In fact, I would say it feels a little different the first hour of this film. The first hour of this film, some people might say it's slow, but it is all set up. It is a slow burn for sure, but when this film burns at the end, it's a freaking raging forest fire. Freaking Charizard wishes he could burn this crazy. As these 3 characters all get further and they all start to, I don't want to say spiral, but they all, one of them spirals. It gets crazy. The last half an hour is haunting, dude. It is so eerie. And the lack of score in this film, that's something that stood out a lot to me. There's very little music in this film. It's a very quiet and somber film, which makes some of these moments it just sticks with you, man. The last shot of this film, the last scene, one of the best horror endings of all time. As far as like, it's a film from 1964 and like, you know, might have nightmares about it. It's that crazy. Like I said, the first hour, it's slower. We have to meet these characters. We have to learn about all their relationships. And then once the mask comes in, I don't want to say much about this mask, what it is, how it gets into the picture, what it does. But dude, the whole film just flips, man. That's when it gets scary. That's when it becomes a horror film. And man, first of all, the mask, one of like the best designed masks probably of all time in film. It's scary, it's eerie. The eyes, dude, the eyes. Every shot, every frame this mask is on screen is memorable, is, I'd say, scary. And I think that slow burn hour is plenty worth the last half an hour of this film. Damn, dude, it's incredible. The lighting in this film is crazy. It doesn't always make sense, you know, it's like someone running out in a black field and then spotlight on this thing. Doesn't really make sense, but we roll with it because it's movies, it's cinema. It's all of that like creepy, like underlit where it's like, but it's like this, and it's like, oh, I'm scary. And dude, it's effective as hell. You know why horror films use that lighting, because I'm sure films like this, a lot of other films show that it works really well to do stuff like that. I cannot rave about this mask enough. It's gonna stay with me for a while. I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. There are a few faults with the film. I only really have one big complaint with the film, and that's how one of the characters, one of the 3 main characters, exits the film. It's kind of abrupt and kind of just out of nowhere, and really not even consequences, because we don't see the aftermath. We don't see the other characters react to the aftermath of this death, and it's just like, well, okay, that happened, sure. What? But if you just heard my plot synopsis from the beginning, it gets crazy. It becomes so much more than that. I recommend this film. For a film this old, 1964, that's damn old. It holds up incredibly well. The first hours, it's a slow burn. Okay, trust me. It's not a bad slow burn. We're learning about the characters, their relationships. It is so worth it for the last half an hour of this film. Just wait for the mask. Once the mask gets there, it's crazy. It's insane. I like this film a lot. I recommend it. If you like horror films, I think you should check it out. It's a film that you can watch and be like, you can see the influence. You can see modern day horror, all the inspirations tying back to films like this. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you.